You could keep your only true north concealed. It's your teeth that leaves your heart scored, unhealed. Then it leaks and leaks until it pours, but your lips stay sealed. Doesn't take a poet to be someone worth quoting. On that you're eroded and show it, rejoice in it. Say it with your chest now, say it no regrets now. Say it with your chest, no saving up your breath now. Don't you let them beckon you to cut your roots. Don't you let them find a way to smudge your truth. You can proudly wear your coat of rust and bloom like you're radiating for the sun. Make their lips stay sealed. Doesn't take a poet to be someone worth quoting. On that you're eroded and show it, rejoice in it. Come on back in focus. Come and savor your moments. Know that you're beholden to no one. Rejoice in it. Watch them all make plans. Kiss, singing from your plated lips. Doesn't take a poet to be someone worth quoting. On that you're eroded and show it, rejoice in it. Come on back in focus. Come and savor your moments. Know that you're beholden to no one. Rejoice in it.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we are going to be continuing and possibly finishing our story reading of episode 16, Abnormal Spectrum. We are now face to face with our Yorotzva. Who knew that Granny was that powerful? Stop praying to Granny because she's apparently been mind controlling our miners. I didn't expect that, actually. I thought she was just a regular, ominous Russian Granny. She's a Yorotzva. And now Amiya squad is in danger. We just missed also, Rankin's group. They had a little fallout. We don't talk about Holly. Holly went off the deep end, possibly also because of Granny, Babushka. So there's that. I don't blame Monkey D. Rankin for what he had to do. That man's... Bro, they really... They really thought that they could get some fear out of me, thinking that Monkey D. Rankin might, I don't know, self-sacrifice himself this early on into the Ursus revolution. No, man, that guy's gonna survive all the way to the end. We need our revolutionary leader for the rest of the Ursus arc. What's up, Hermit? It's a bit more complicated than just a granny, but yeah. Aside from that, I haven't seen any cocaine bear anywhere. I was lied to by the gameplay that there would be cocaine bears in the story. Maybe during this fight one would show up. And aside from that, what else? Rankin's team, I think they're still headed south to reach the reunion settlement. The supposed mythical reunion settlement. We don't even know if that actually exists. Meanwhile, there's things a-brewing still up in the northern tundra that Rhodes Island has to address. And eventually, episode, is it 17? That we're getting Zima Alter? Eventually also, the children of Ursus have to address. It should be Ursine D. Rankin since he's a bear. That sounds way better. Okay. Let us get back into the thick of the... Wait. I can't go through the menu anymore. I have to go through the normal menu. Events over. Where do I find the main... The main theme was just in one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I already unlocked the secret interludes. Although I don't know when we should read them in between the story. Should we just go through and do it chronologically as we've unlocked them? Or should we leave the EG chapters until the very end? Let's mull over it. But first, we have a boss fight. 6 feet under. 1612. Once we created, now we destroy. Ahead is the tunnel where we first found Oka. It should have been placed under lockdown soon after, but now it looks completely abandoned. I still think Oka is probably the first introduction of Blight into OG Arknights. Because as far as we know, we still have, in OG Arknights, we have no official term that we could call demonic pollution that first showed up in Da Huang and now is showing up here in the northern tundra near the border. And demonic pollution that comes from collapsals and comes from the void, which can apparently counteract Originium. What else in the Arknights universe can counteract Originium? Only one thing, and that's the blight from Enfield. That's my theory. It's a game theory. The good news is that Originium particle activity has also dropped after work stopped. Infection risk should be minimal as long as you do not touch the deactivated Originium crystals. I'm not detecting any other life forms. We should be able to get in without a fight. We still don't know what happened here. Patrol units and guards could return any time. Time is of the essence. Are you sure this is the right way, Ksenia? I don't see anything. Sorry, I've only been down here once before. Let me find the emergency power switch. Here it is. Meanwhile, Monster Squad is investigating the mines, while Amiya Squad is facing dear old Granny. Okay, looks like this is the right way. All we need to do is go in the opposite direction of the minecarts. Opposite direction? I thought we're going deeper. It leads to somewhere other than the mine tunnels. I don't know what it's actually for, but the carts only carry goods, not people. What about the cart? Can we use it? There are no structural issues, but it's been abandoned for so long that there's only enough emergency power for the lights. I don't think it's a good idea. I agree. We could walk. What? We can't ride in the minecart? Where is your joy and whimsy? You two get on the cart. What? There's no safety belt. We can walk. Get on, Doctor. We can save time that way. But it won't start. I'll take care of it. Do you need me to lift you up, Doctor? I can do it myself. Are you ready? What are you planning? We'll be thrown off the cart. It'll be fine. Just sit tight. Here we go. Thank goodness the tunnels look intact. But we should have started before the fire was coming down. Started the fire before coming down. It's a lot wetter than outside. The difference is almost as great as the Iberian coast compared to inland Ursus. Of course, there is a dramatic difference in temperature as well. Are you alright? I'm fine. What about you, Doctor? Every part of my brain feels equally shaken. I kept the speed steady. Monster is a very good cart driver, or pusher. Sounds like the problem— Ow, I hit my mic. Sounds like the problem's not on my end. I have a question, Ksenia. When was Oka first discovered in the mines? They said 3 months ago, and when it was discovered, all the originium veins in the mines disappeared. How does that happen? I'm not sure exactly when. The first sample arrived at the lab a month ago. That was when I learned of the appearance of this here therefore unheard of substance in the originium mines. But it's strange. This substance that appeared in the mines, what made the lab decide to perform human experiments? Yeah, man. First course of action. What if we inject it into people? Let's see what happens. Yours Empire. Infected exposed to Oka in this tunnel were subject to unusual mutations. Oh? Unusual mutations? Their infection readings soared, but their vital signs remained stable, healthy even. Wait. No. Wait. But that's the symptom of the asymptomatic oropathy patients that we discovered with warfarin. That sounds familiar. Have you encountered other patients like this? Have they come into contact with Oka? No. It was more like someone assumed admin privileges on Originium and made it happen. Long story. There may be another possibility. We're not sure yet. In any case, the Ursine government wanted to replicate the miracle. I suppose they wanted a docile labor force that did not fear illness or pain, perhaps even employ them in combat. What did I say? What did I say about why they did this in the first place? I said that too many infected were dying in the mines. That means less bodies for the human suffering machine. Let's make some workers that don't complain, that don't die of oropathy, and just do their work. A permanent labor force. A permanent underclass to serve capital interests. I'm not surprised the government would react that way. They haven't realized the potential danger. Bro, they inject demons into the Emperor's guards. I don't think they care about the danger. I think we're getting close. This is as far as the rail goes. We'll have to proceed on foot. The three of you move forward in the darkness. Priestess is a secret. Nothing could go wrong as planned. It's okay, Monster is here. I trust Monster with my life. Ooh. This is a new CG. That's a new background we've never seen before, at least for caves. 3 of you look up and slowly open your eyes. You soon realize that the light in the tunnel is not coming from outside. It is coming from the stationary liquid in front of you on the ground, and the waterfall at the very end. It glitters like obsidian, refracting light from a crack high above as it falls, making the cave bright as early morning after a shower. An obsequent river. Obsequent. You could tell. Like an obsequent river, the Oka cannot flow outwards along the dip, so it can only flow backwards until it lies still like this. But it continues to flow in a way, even without external forces acting upon it. That's why they named it Oka, river. Ooh. The liquid is everywhere. It's like a natural karst cave. You can't even tell that it used to be a mine. Even stranger, Oka itself is almost like water. What do you mean? Well, in a manner of speaking, Oka becomes highly stable after it is allowed to stand still for a while. It can even be used as a universal solvent. Wait, we still shouldn't touch it with bare hands. Oh. Monster bends over and collects some liquid with a test tube. She's not wearing any gloves or any form of protection. What do we know about monsters' physiology? Technically, they're born of originium. If anything, Hierda might not be the first reconvener. Maybe it was Monster all along who was the first reconvener. But the reconveners are basically clones. And but then again, hold up. Why have I never realized this before? Hold up. Okay, maybe I'm actually onto something. Maybe Monster was the first reconvener. And Hierda was... Ooh. Why did I only realize this now? Okay, that's funny. But anyway. Her expression grows solemn as she shakes the liquid in the test tube with wet hands. Monster? You should not touch it directly. I have protective equipment. You can tell me if you want the sample and I'll collect it. Doctor, I know what this is. What? What is it? Yesenia, the samples. Can you get some samples from around the waterfall? Oh, okay. Oh, wait here. I'll be back soon. Be careful. This liquid that they call Oka, it's originium. Oh. It's liquid originium. I thought it was something else. I thought they would finally introduce Blight into Arknights. Wait, so the originium veins converted to liquid. That's why they disappeared, and why this black substance appeared. So, has originium... I don't think originium has ever been in a liquid state before, as far as we've seen throughout the story. So yeah, I guess that's why they were like, what the fuck is this? This is not originium. Originium's only ever solid. And I doubt it has a melting point. No, it probably does have a melting point, considering that we have originium-powered cities. And originium-powered lamps. But maybe those are more like, oh, stick the rock in like a battery, and less of, this is like whale oil that you burn. The fuck's wrong with origin... I'm just gonna chalk it up to Priestess. Whatever Priestess changed in the program, it's messing with the originium on the planet. Why does it look that way? Why is it liquid? It's complicated. Do you remember the transmitter that Rhine Lab was studying? Or the corazonics that is often mentioned in Iberian alchemy? Wait. What? We're tying this back into Dorothy's white goop? Hold up. Dorothy mentioned? I do. Are they related? Wait a minute. Dorothy's white goop was meant to transmit consciousness across vast distances to allow them to use to allow the frontiermen to man unmanned robots into the frontier. Hold up. Are they related? There's a lore connection apparently. This is their prototype, or perhaps I should say the original form. What? What the transmitter and Corazonics have in common? They both serve as a kind of medium. Yes, a medium that reacts directly with the human body, or to store information. So that's why they're both liquid? I think so. You understand, Doctor, that Originium is both a vehicle for information and a vehicle for energy. Both the transmitter and Corazonics re-record Originium energy through specific means in order to record different types of information. The Oka here is the remnant of Originium after its energy was extracted in an even more effective manner. So it's really a form of universal solvent, and this explains why the infected who came into contact with Oka became mutated. Ah, I see. They didn't just... I was assuming it would be like, oh, they injected blight into them, they turned into collapsal anguloid things. Nope, never mind. It's just the run-of-the-mill Originium mutation. Because of its nature as drained Originium, Oka neutralized the Originium activity inside the infected while creating perfect conditions for the continued growth of Originium, making them asymptomatic so that Originium could grow peacefully like a parasite. It allowed the infected to retain their vital functions temporarily, but does not change the fact that death would inevitably follow soon. Meanwhile, all the uninfected individuals injected with Oka died of severe rejection due to the lack of active Originium in their bodies. Its presence here in such quantities, it means... This is what we feared the most. The colossal prime vein is drying up. The colossal prime vein. Okay. In capital letters, we have the colossal prime vein. Okay, I'm trying to keep track of where the pieces of Namnam are. As far as we know, and as far as Enfield has told us, there are 3 pieces of the original Originium. One is in possession of Kazdel, which powers their nuclear deterrence. The other 2 are, well, one is unaccounted for, and the last one got planted into Talos 2. Will get planted into Talos 2 150 years from now. Wait. Let's say some years from now. But it'll grow into the Great Originium Oak. The rumors we heard that Ursus is accelerating the extraction of Originium. It's all to hide the exhaustion of the ore vein. It began here in the northernmost parts of Ursus. It will only accelerate. Interesting. So Originium is running, at least the vein in Ursus is running out. We don't know if it's connected to the original Originium or if it's just a big ass vein. Within 4 months, the Originium deposits in Ursus will drop to 30% of previous levels. Which is why they're desperate to send people into the mines to mine for more. This is the real reason why the Grand Duchess put the mining district on lockdown. They can't hide it forever. It'll cause an energy crisis in Ursus. If there's no more resources in Ursus, or if they become desperate, that means imperialism. Which means... which means war will break out. Something we desperately tried to avoid all the way back in the very first arc, a war between Yan and Ursus. You did not need to ask the question. One gaze exchange with Monster and both of you have the same name in mind. The only one who could have done this. Priestess. There's no one else. Why would she do this? The exhaustion of the ore vein cannot be stopped or reversed. Ursus will collapse. Not just Ursus. If this isn't just happening on Ursus, it means it's also happening everywhere else. If solid originium can no longer be mined and refined into energy on Terra, that means we're facing a looming energy crisis. We don't have fossil fuels on Terra. All fossils on Terra have been converted into originium. Hold up. Are we establishing that the originium apocalypse is coming? It's nearing. Also, this is great setup for why in Enfield we cultivate originium on Talos too. I mean, this is basically the connection on why, man, if originium is so bad, why we bring over to New Planet? Because it's the lifeblood of Terran civilization, and quite frankly, we're running out of it. Imagine if in the real world, we had the ability to plant oil anywhere. And we are currently depleting our resources of oil in real life, regardless. Why not plant it on the moon? Plant some oil seeds on the moon, wait for it to grow, control it, and cultivate it in a controlled manner. Exhaustion on such a scale will have ramifications across Terra, yeah. The entirety of Terran civilization is built upon originium. If it's running out, then that's basically the end of Terran civilization. Otherwise, we go back to the Stone Ages. Is this what she's after? I have an idea. Oka is also a relic of the old civilization, a byproduct of your experiments. Okay, just calling me out there. So, as far as we know, Oka is within the research parameters of the precursors. And we should have research on it. If she caused the exhaustion of the ore vein, then there might be some useful information left within. See if you can read it. How would I? Doctor, use your admin privileges. Our means are limited. You'll have to insert your hand like I did when I collected the sample. Don't worry, it won't harm you. Yeah, it's just normal originium, and we know that the doctor is immune. Following Monster's instructions, you crouch down and immerse your hands into the liquid Oka. You wait. You do not feel any different. You await some kind of change or response, like the miracles that happened so many times before. Doctor, did you forget that you're immune to originium? Nothing happened. Or maybe we're trying to access the files within, but the USB is not working. The connection's not working. The product of a previous civilization seems to reject you, denying your connection to it. She put a password on the fucking originium? Could it be that it had already lost its ability to hold information? Perhaps she had no intention of leaving any information for us. It's possible. Monster! Doctor! Come, I found something. There's a hole behind the waterfall. When I climbed up and stood there, I heard the sound of an unusual frequency from the cave. It didn't seem natural. No, it definitely isn't natural. It's like it's trying to communicate some sort of information through audio waves. That's convenient. Huh? Let's check it out. Did Priestess copyright protect Originium? She encrypted it to make sure that we can't use our admin privileges on it anymore. This is this a... It's a waterfall of ochre of liquid Originium. The space was hidden behind the waterfall? It's impressive. Listen carefully to the sound of the liquid impacting the rocks. Sounds are of a particular frequency, like it's trying to draw attention to itself. It's very different, and you could definitely tell. I tried to decipher the ones I heard. It took a long while to record the various pitches. Wait. We're recording the pitches of the waterfall? There. Did you hear that? All I hear is the rain. I can't even hear you speak. Doctor? You close your eyes and allow yourself to be immersed in the sound until you identify the sound that is constantly changing in frequency. There's music? I hear it. Did you say you hear it? The sound rushes into your consciousness. Sometimes it is formed from several high frequencies. Sometimes it is short, sharp, like a meticulous music score. You soon realize that it represents some sort of code, or perhaps language. You try to recall all the languages that you know, categorizing them in your mind, and you soon realize you are hearing the same word just in different languages. I've copied it down. It's just a hunch, but if we decipher it using the standard encoding for communication between nomadic cities, I think it's referring to the same word in many different languages. I could identify Ursine and Gaulish from it. I think they both mean... unknown language. Whenever they mention unknown language, it's almost always Doctor and Priestess's language. Or it's Russian. The secret third thing. Dibatito. Okay, we're running through the different words in different languages. Debat. Debate? Oh my god. Priestess! She wants to debate Lord us again on whether or not we should use Originium to protect ourselves from whatever is coming from whatever she fears. Bianlun? I don't know how to pronounce that A. Upon the rocks, the liquid in the mine is communicating the same word to you. Debate. Nerd. Rhodes Island! Yes, Doctor. If you still believe you made the right choice, if you still believe in the future you described, then refute me with reality and prove to me that thing which you hold so firm. Hope. We gotta hope, Max. Priestess believes that the only way to survive our incoming doom is to assimilate with Originium and become true angels within the Originium. But that becomes the dissolution of self. We must hope. We must yearn for a future where we could all live. It is an invitation. What? I said it's an invitation. One that I must accept. It's a challenge. Priestess is challenging us. But why did she need to lead us all the way to this cave? Actually, maybe. It would have happened regardless. Like, Originium veins around Terra turning into Oka would have happened across Terra regardless, so we would have found out the encrypted message regardless anywhere else. It didn't need to be in Ursus. You think it's a message from Priestess? Yes, I know what she means. We should leave quickly. We'll go back to the lab once Ksenia has gathered her samples. We must try to contact Amiya. I wonder how Amiya's team is doing. Oh, she's just facing a demonic babushka. I hope Amiya has made contact with Radiant. Did you hear a sound? Uh-oh. Maybe we no longer want a cocaine bear to appear. What sound? Something heavy stepping in the water? The waterfall is pretty loud. Are you sure it's not just your ears ringing? Perhaps lingering effects from having to process too much information just now? Wait. Ksenia, is that you? It's not Ksenia's footsteps, not the right weight or rhythm. What's that? Oh. There's our cocaine bear. Frenzied crying, frenetic breathing, thick mucus liquid dripping from its fangs. Its entire body is covered in a hard layer of dark red originium, forcing it to stand on its two hind legs. You see it raise its front paws. Not paws, a pair of withered hands, indistinguishable from that of a human. The cocaine bears were humans? The cocaine bears were mutated humans! Why didn't I realize it from the gameplay? They were the only mutated infected that we fought in the gameplay. Oh my god! Wait, this is exactly what happened with Mephisto! They were experimenting with the sarcophagus in the facility up top. When Mephisto entered the sarcophagus, he reverted back into his primal form. When the Oka interacted with infected miners, they reverted back into their bear forms. Is the other way around, you think? The miners turned into bears. An Originium infected Mangler beast? Or is it the bear that's turning human? It could also be that. The Originium might also just be mutating a bear to turn humanoid. Which is basically how Terra came to be. The Terran humanoids came to be. Because it had information about humans encrypted in the code. I have the samples. Why are you just standing there? The strange Mangler beast, which seems so removed from reality, is right behind her. Run, Ksenia! There's a weird bear turning into a human! Run, Ksenia! Don't look back! I'll get her. Go to the minecart, Doctor. We'll meet you there. Go! What? The researcher cannot help but look back as she starts running. Priestess gave her bear anxiety. She hardly has the time to swallow her scream. Gosadar Batyushka! What is that thing? Is this how the first humanoid Terrans came to be? They probably weren't as mad. Never forgotten, 1613. The unbeliever says that religion is bare-handed violence. Hold up. Just making sure. Is that the first time that's happened? Two before stories back to back. Usually it's before and after. Has it stopped moving? I think so. The roaring and the heavy breathing have ceased. Did we kill it? But it's still standing. Don't move. I'll check. Monster ascertains that the other two are at a safe distance and approaches it on her own. The Mangler Beast stands quietly, no signs of... I got the hiccups again. No signs of the madness that had engulfed it only moments ago. Its strange forelimbs hanging still in front of its body. Part of Originium covering it has been chipped away. Monster approaches carefully. She observes the Mangler Beast. It was dangerous to begin with, and its mutations make it look strange, almost otherworldly.
The influence of Originium is turning it into a human, physiologically. It must be in a great deal of pain.
It's a victim! The bear didn't ask for this! Monster, look out!
Oh?
But the Mangler Beast does not attack or even move from its spot. It falls towards the ground. Until its forelimbs touch the ground again with a thud.
Now's our chance to leave, Monster.
We should leave and go back to the lab. We should put it out of its misery!
No, Doctor.
Monster?
It's still breathing. And it sounds like it's in pain, I think. I can't sense another's emotion like Amiya can, and this is just a mutated animal, but I know it will die even if we don't do anything. The Originium has impaled its throat. Every part of its body is in pain. It would claw out its own mutated organs if it could. Perhaps this is why it attacked us. It's not in control of itself anymore.
Well, let's end its pain.
Yes. I can do it. I can end its pain.
She walks towards the fallen beast. Standing next to it, she puts her claws against a piece of fur with fewer crystals. Monster gazes at the Mangler Beast with incredible calm in her eyes. Then she surgically extinguishes the mutated Mangler Beast's last intermittent breathing.
Let's go, Doctor. Back to the lab.
Meanwhile, back at Babushka. Mantra continues to listen. She knows she cannot trust what she sees, whether it is twisted by intention or reflecting reality by accident. And so she listens, until the first word of prayer drops in the crowd like the first snow. Urotsva. Gabrielis. I'm listening. Then stop. Stop. Stop it all. I cannot stop what never began. What you see is only in your mind. Mantra stops trying to communicate. She steps forward and tries to steady the trembling red, white, and black threads. As she stretches out her hand.
Mantra! Mantra!
What?
You were completely motionless. I've never seen you like this. What happened?
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
The old woman does not immediately answer. She looks around and realizes that the remaining miners look different from before. She frowns and glances around herself.
Where is Aloysius? She heard me and ran outside.
So you did tell us to leave.
Yes, but I don't remember why. This is strange.
Uh-oh. Babushka messed with our minds.
Mental arts. Are you sure? I've received specific training. I would not be defenseless against such attacks.
Check for short-term memory interference, Radiant.
What sort of interference?
Interference that I can create. One time, I had Mechanist forget that he wanted to ask you about borrowing Dendi and Axie. Not by wiping the memory, but by blocking its formation. Ew, so she manipulated Mantra to use her own arts on everyone?
I remember that was the first time you tried to use your arts like that, I think. We forget when information in our brain is not successfully stored in the memory.
Yes, it was your idea. You're far more experienced than I am in the understanding and utilization of human bioelectrical signals.
You think someone here uses the same sort of arts?
Maybe. Maybe they did need to manipulate mantra to do it. They had their own arts.
Unsure. Perhaps I just saw and heard more than you did.
What do you mean?
The Yurutzva of Ursus may be here, Radiant.
Yurutzva? Why do you bring that up? The Yurutzva is here, but the last Yurutzva was burned alive in Grifferberg 2 years ago. Could another be born so soon?
So, the execution that we saw at the start of the chapter that happened 2 years ago, the last Yurutzva in Grifferberg.
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
If it's really the Yurutzva and it was hidden in the group without me detecting it, then it's extremely dangerous. I'll put the others on alert. Be careful.
The danger is not physical. Not yet, at least. I'll seek help if necessary.
Don't forget it.
Mantra turns around and walks towards the place where the red was a few moments ago. The assembled miners either give way to her or reach out to her.
Who are you looking for? We're still going to Grifferberg, right? We'll live. But they look like they don't want to leave. I asked Diadavolia. He doesn't want to leave. He'd rather his wounds rot than run. But isn't surviving the most important thing? You're not talking.
Stranger, are you going to see Nadia? Then go on your knees and raise your eyes to her. See her, repent, and be forgiven. Then you will realize how foolish you were for struggling and failing to find peace.
Mantra neither assents nor dissents. She does not speak to them with arts. She simply nods and passes them by, staring straight into the deepest reaches of the room. Is Babushka still even in the room?
You will understand when you are in her presence.
A hunched, tiny gray-white figure sits at the end of the room like a statue. She's still here. What about Amiya though? Where's Amiya? With Aloysius?
Yurutzva! Impossible. It's impossible. The Yurutzva are dead. The Starter granted the madman the mercy of defending himself before his sentence was pronounced. 7 days. He engaged in sophistry for 7 days without stopping, without eating or drinking. He had the audacity to stand in the middle of the State Council, telling everyone who came to listen, "I forgive you." His Imperial Majesty finally had enough and sentenced him to death, personally, but brainwashed believers attempted to raid the execution, resulting in the biggest riot in Grifferberg in a decade. We knew all that. If Mantra said it was the Yurutzva, she must have had evidence to make the deduction. All we need to do is protect ourselves and wait to hear from her. Granny on granny violence. You hate to see it.
Mantra does not kneel as the miners instructed. She steps into the shadow, facing forward, as though there are a pair of eyes looking backwards in front of her.
I know you could hear. I hear your questions. I hope you're more than just a pale imitation of my arts and my way of speaking, Yurutzva.
Yurutzva. If that is the name you need me to have.
Explain. Gabrielis, Solomida, Besmert, Aurora, Nadia,
Or perhaps Yurutzva.
I am all of them. Why did you hide amongst these suffering people? Because it is a journey of proselytization. I shall walk this vast land and redeem its people of its sufferings. And because I saw and heard her, I stayed because of her pain. Who is she? A suffering soul. You deceived her and made her call you Nadia. I never deceived. You lie. She asked as you did. I answered as I do. That was all. A meaningless response? What are you? You saw me. I see shadow without order. Yes, I am. But not in the eyes of others. Explain. People see me in the reflection of their perception and expectation. I thought of all the souls, you alone would understand why I exist so. After all, you are the unfinished sculpture you were once to become.
A Urotsva?
Me.
Mantra keeps her eyes fixed on the strange apparition in front of her, but she is unsure whether she can identify any useful information from it.
A long time ago, you cut away a black piece of rotten flesh. So did I. It pursued me, and I repelled it, like cutting off a piece of rotten flesh between breaths. An absurd analogy. No, a simple principle. If it is rotten and no longer connected to the rest of your body, why keep it? This is your memory.
Hold up.
But it is mine. No, the Royal Guard. You can influence a Royal Guard. You can influence the miners. You killed it. You became me. This is the only thing we share in common. The body and rotten flesh. Your relationship to the Royal Guard. The Urotsva was the source of the Royal Guard experiments.
Oh. No sound comes from the trembling shadows, neither affirmation nor denial. The Urotsva and the Emperor's Guard. The demons? The Collapsals? Mantra begins to back off and leaves the shadow's edge.
I need support, Radiant.
I'm here.
The conjecture is confirmed. Also, additional information. The Urotsva hid amongst the miners and helped them kill the Royal Guard.
I see. What do you need us to do?
I need you to continue to contact other Rhodes Island assets in Ursus and ask Amia to delay Eloisius.
Wait. All Rhodes Island contacts in Ursus? What's happening? What did she conclude about the Urotsva? Are the Urotsva planning a revolution? Are they behind? Hold up.
We can't leave yet. At least, not until I find a way to rouse the miners. Have Elysium stand by inside the range of my arts. I may need his assistance.
What's your plan?
Remove the influence that the Urotsva has on the miners.
You think the Urotsva is controlling the miners and causing them to refuse to leave?
Yes. We cannot kill the Urotsva directly, but it can kill anyone here, anytime it chooses to.
Maybe Amia can help.
Maybe, but Amia does not understand the Urotsva, and I do not want her to become involved without any understanding.
The Yurtsva's powers are similar to mine. This is why I am the only one who could make this decision. It relies on the cognition of others to establish itself. I must find the key to its establishment of the Nadia identity in order to remove its influence.
The child!
You have someone you suspect?
Yes.
Mantra casts her gaze on the surrounding miners and eventually upon the girl who walks past her to the Yurtsva. She mutters in a daze and bewilderment and sorrow.
I just need time to confirm.
Are we gonna kill another child? How do we solve the Yurtsva problem without killing a child? Okay, this seems like we should be playing this after the end of the episode. So let's leave the EG stages for last. Lone Path, 1614. Get up, follow the road, go south, do not forget home, and do not go back home. We're only getting before chapters now. Cold, long night. The bare earth is covered in frost. Upon it are haphazard footsteps, stretching into the distance where the sun fades beneath the horizon. Scattered black dots are moving slow, at the pace where the earth meets the night sky.
Lake Neva is frozen. This year is bloody cold. It's not even winter yet. What are you laughing about? I remember that in the winter of 31, Igor Veliki defeated the army defending Grifferberg on Lake Neva, spelling the end of the Hippogriff Kingdom. What about it? You want to lead us in an assault on deity Grifferberg? No, not yet at least. It's another story that I'm thinking of. Around the year 150, a famous playwright wrote a play about Igor Veliki before he entered Grifferberg. His intention was to celebrate the friendship between Igor and Hippogriff, noble Mikhail, who were comrades in the revolution overthrowing the Hippogriff Kingdom. But it was lambasted throughout Ursus because it mentioned a compromise between Igor and a certain Hippogriff nobles, whereby Igor gave up some power in exchange for support. The Ursus refused to accept it. They considered it slander against Igor Veliki. The playwright paid the price for the story that he claimed to be true to history. It was only many years after his death, when the original agreement between Igor and the Hippogriff nobles were discovered, that people learned that he had been telling the truth. A fine story. Are you trying to tell me that the legend that I worship is just a figment of human imagination? I'm trying to tell you that even Igor knew the importance of flexibility. We should stop here, Rankin. Grifferberg is in the way, and its defenses are on a completely different level from the far north. What if they find us? It won't be the patrol units waiting for us, but the armies of Ursus. Winter will find us in the wilderness if we continue to take detours and fail to reach the border in time. I would much rather deal with a patrol or two than Ursine winter. Do we really have to go to the Kazimiashan border though? Find your legendary reunion. You know how far it is. Never mind the enemies that we might encounter on the way. Look at our people, our food, even our clothes. Do we have enough to make it? Let's say we actually make it to the border. What if it's not an infected village that awaits us there, but another mine? What do we do then? What other way is there? Where can we go? There must be a way. I know. We go east. Nikolsk. It's an old city, almost abandoned now. There are even few people in the surrounding villages. We could go there, split up, hide in the villages. That's the only way for us to survive. and live like slaves for the rest of our lives. I gave you a choice, Nikto. I gave everyone a choice. I thought everyone chose to come with me to live like men. But you shouldn't wager everyone's lives on a castle in the sky.
I took a good look, Rankin. There's an outpost ahead and it's manned. The searchlights are on. It hasn't been abandoned. If we can't get through this way, do we have to?
You hear that, Rankin? Searchlights. How many searchlights did you see?
I don't really remember. 2? Maybe 3?
Think. How many exactly?
2. Yes, I remember now. There were only lights on the east and west sides. It's 2 lights.
2 lights. So a garrison of 100 or so, maybe. Rankin!
I don't think we could take on 100 men.
Look behind you, Rankin. This is all the people we have. This is not a revolutionary army. They just want to live. Are you going to send them into the mines from which there's no return, like the mine owners did?
Rankin looks at the crowd behind them and sees their expressions under the lamplight. Pain, fatigue, helplessness, fear. Perhaps Nikto is right. Their clothes are too thin and they cannot take it, but he feels no cold for some reason.
No. I won't throw away any lives. Even if sacrifice may be inevitable, I won't allow anyone to die without meaning. We can't go back to a life of slavery. Follow me. There's another way.
There's such a long mine tunnel underground. What's going on, Rankin? How did you know where the mine tunnel was here?
Someone had an idea a few years back. There are more than 1,000 mines in the far north, each with hundreds of workers, yet they are all disconnected from each other. What if we changed that? We could connect the tunnels. No one knows the underground better than we do. We could weave a web beneath the frozen soil and link everyone, sharing information and helping each other in our hour of need. Have you been preparing all these years? Were you planning for this day? I'm no prophet. I simply began with a basic idea. We should unite and help each other.
Monkey D. Rankin.
At the very beginning, my influence extended only to a dozen mines in the area. I was powerless beyond that. Later, I heard that other people were doing the same things in other places. It's a pleasant surprise to find that this tunnel looks relatively safe. Where does it lead? The Volgrad mining district, southeast of Grifferberg, in the southernmost part of Ursus. If we can reach it through the mines, we'll be able to circumvent the capital's defenses. But you better pray that there's no army on our trail, or it'll be an easy opportunity to wipe us all out at once. No such thing as a path without risk. Wait, smell alcohol. Impossible. How could there be? Get down!
A flash of cold light lunges out from the darkness, breaking the only lit lamp.
What the? Get down! Don't move and don't fire back!
Brat! They found us! Call for help!
Wait! Stop! We're friends!
Rankin stands at shouts and shouts. Yo, Star! At the top of his lungs, his voice echoing in the deepest reaches of the cavern.
You're not the patrol units? That's what we were about to ask. I suppose the answer is no.
Oh, thank goodness! I thought they found our position.
Where did you come from? The Central Mining District. Central? I didn't know there were any survivors there.
We heard the guards started a massacre. We thought there wasn't anybody left alive.
I can see why there would be such rumors. But they're not true, and we're still alive. We defeated the patrol units and escaped. We haven't given up on our struggle.
That's the best news I've heard in a while! One moment. We're trying to get to the Volgrad mining district in the south, through these tunnels. Can we...
The south? Oh, it's no good. The tunnel leading to the south has collapsed. That's why we've been stuck here.
I see. Again, Rankin. Again! Why is every path a dead end?
Wait, Rankin? The Rankin! My name's Rankin. I don't know anything about the Rankin. It's really you! Rankin from Central! You're real! You're alive! I see my name has taken flight on its own. We can talk about that later. Let me take you to the living area. You folks look like you're in a real bad shape. We have some food and water. Not a lot, but we can spare some. Living area? Are there a lot of you living here? Yes, a lot.
They should join us on our pilgrimage. They follow the lone light of the lamp and walk into the tunnel. Gradually, they begin to see the light at the end and hear the faint sound of talking. They go around the corner to see a large number of people. There must be hundreds of them, living in a tiny space. Some are wearing miners' outfits, others simple cotton clothes. They're elderly and they're children, with simple living tools around them. This is where they live.
You.
What's going on? Didn't you guys go on patrol? Why did you bring so many people back? Who are they?
Friends, let me introduce this man here. It's Rankin. Rankin. He's Rankin.
I've heard the name before. You were the one who had the idea of linking all the mining districts.
You're not as tall as the stories say, but I guess you're tall enough.
Did you fight the Kazimiashans? Do the Firewatch really exist?
The Firewatch? Firewatch mention? They rush forward to see the figure of legend. There is reverence, there is joy, and there is a little bit of disappointment in seeing the real man behind the myth. But all culminate in an excited call for his name. Rankin. Rankin.
Alright, that's enough. Our friends have run into some trouble and they need rest. Get some bread from the storage room, Zoya. The big loaves. Why are you living here? That's a long story. The Neva Dam burst 3 years ago, flooding the mines nearby. The overseer refused to let us come out from underground, fearing that we might flee to a nearby city. The mine eventually collapsed, splitting it in half. Half of us were drowned. We were the lucky half.
You guys have been living in the mines for 3 years?
We thought all we could do was wait for death, until we found a passage below that led to another mine. We got some food from there, but we didn't dare go above ground, so we stayed underground. And you've been living here. How? We helped deliver cargo for other mines. Some kind-hearted people shared food with us. Sometimes we stole from the patrol units, just like must-be's, eh? We continued to expand the passages, to the Ural to the east, Kraz in the west, linking up a lot of mines and districts.
They're mole people! Real-life mole people! They've been connecting the mines of Ursus! There is solidarity in the working class.
We've taken in refugees who fled from other mines. We've got maybe 1,000 of people who are somewhat fit to move. There are children here.
Yes, she's 2 years old, and she's never seen the sun.
Leat! No matter what, we're still alive. All thanks to you, Rankin. We'd have been long dead if you didn't come up with your idea. No, I did nothing. Don't thank me. You found your path on your own. But it shouldn't have been like this. This shouldn't have been your life. But what could we do, Rankin? Of course we don't want to live in this hole forever. But where else can we go? Come with me. Where to? South. To the Kazimierzian border. We'll find the village that belongs to infected. Land that we could live on. We'll go together.
Calm down, Rankin. Did you forget about the Lake Neva outpost? Did you think you could sneak past them with so many people?
Then we'll take it by force.
Rankin? You're out of your mind!
I know what I'm talking about, Nikto. I'm confident. The Lake Neva outpost will have at most 100 men and no heavy weapons. 300. Give me 300 pairs of hands that can hold a crossbow and a hoe, and we'll take the Lake Neva outpost before they even have a chance to send a distress signal. By the time the regular supply delivery arrives weeks later, we'll be long gone on the vast Barton Plains. We'll only be one step away from the goal. Nothing can stop us.
No, you've gone mad. I don't understand. Why do you always force yourself into the riskiest option? Why do you?
Rankin ignores his objections and extends his hand to the crowd.
I see your vision, Rankin. I'm willing to go with you to take the outpost. But I can't make the others follow you. They'll have to decide their own fates.
The miner shakes Rankin's hand and goes to stand behind them.
Yes! Yes! The proletariat are rising!
All who are willing to go with Rankin to take the outpost, come forward.
Feet shuffle in the crowd, and several youths take their place behind Rankin. Others remain hesitant or find their own family hanging on to their shirts.
Whatever the others say, I'm with you, Rankin. I don't know what that place for the infected on the Kazimierzian border is like, but it can't be worse than this. We trust you because you're Rankin. You're the hero that united us, no matter what end awaits us.
Rankin halts those words by raising a hand. He looks down, takes a deep breath, then looks up again at the crowd, his eyes resolute.
Have you ever seen spring in Ursus?
Silence.
I have. When I was a soldier with the border guard. When the snow melts, green grass grows from the soil again, and the migratory fowl bees come back. Sometimes the sun is out all day, so bright it drives you mad. You can only sleep by pulling your blanket over your head. The sun, the grass, the foul bees, none of those exist in the mines. But it's not because we don't deserve it. It's not too much to ask. These are things that you and I, your children, all of us, deserve as human beings.
Okay, Hypergrave. You're getting the tears from me now. We didn't even need to reach the end of this chapter. You're already getting the tears from me. My eyes are watery. Rankin's words echo in the dark mind and in the hearts of all those who are listening.
It'll be dangerous. I won't lie to you, nor will I force you to join us. But sacrifices are part of any struggle. There will always be those who fall by the wayside or leave by their own accord. Whether they fell or left on their own, whether they were brave or timid, remember those who are around you. Remember that you once stood together and shared the same pain. We will always be comrades. Some may fall tonight, some may live. Those who live will pave the path for tomorrow for the rest. We shall raise a torch upon the outpost to remember the fallen. The survivors may remember, and the oppressor will see. Before we leave, I want to tell you how I feel. I hope you will join me and contribute your strength. Only by taking this step can we go back to the surface, to bathe in the sunlight, and become human again.
Rankin's chest rises and falls. He feels hot blood flow through his veins, and his strength returns to him. He raises his arms as he speaks. More and more people come to him, as they did when he first made his rallying cry in the mine shafts of the central mining district.
Brothers, sisters, remember the inhuman lives that we once led. We were herded into the mines like beck beasts, using our lives to dig for ordigenium to warm the bed of others. That is not law. It is murder. Yes, murder. They tried to shut our mouths, keep us captive until we die, stop us from thinking, and make us numb until we are no different.
Fuck you, Hypergraph! Jesus Christ, man! Until we are no different from animals. But we did not forget how to struggle. Deep underground, we connected the mines and broke through our prison of death. But that's not enough. We can't just keep running away. We must face our foe head on. Someone might ask, what do we do, Rankin? It's difficult, but it is also easy. The first thing to do is to take the first step. Tonight's battle will be the first step. More people will learn who we are. All those who are oppressed like we are will know that they're not alone. Do not fear. Do not need to fear. Those who are high above are not strong. We are strong. We have nothing to lose except our lives. If they won't give us our right, then we'll fight for it with our lives. Ask me, what do we do? What will become of us? History has shown us time again that it doesn't forgive oppressors. If punishment has yet to come, it's only because it still needs time and anger that will set everything on fire. Igor Veliki ripped the wings of the high and mighty hippogriffs. If his descendants are doing the same things the hippogriffs once did, then we will drag them down from their thrones. Our weapons will once again force deity Grifferberg's golden gates open.
Our pickaxes will dig a hole in this land and tear its ugly, greedy face to pieces. All of us Ursus will see us, fear us, and recognize us. Then, we will have a bright future.
Arknights is my favorite apolitical gacha game. Absolutely nothing woke or political about it, by the way. Roaring Wild 1615. They tread upon home, upon family, upon foe. They salted the soil, dumped bodies in the river. They are everywhere. They really are just doing the 4 chapters back to back now. This bitch.
You know, I rather like Brest this time of year. The sun no longer rises and falls. There's no distinction between day and night, and there's no need to pretend that anything is under the light anymore.
The Marshal calls it the Autumn of Troubles. Time is of the essence, Your Imperial Highness. The situation grows more tense as we speak, as I enjoy your hospitality and your tea.
Also, this man's got that pogranichnik fit.
The Marshal awaits your reply.
I see even Marshal Evgeny is flustered. It seems there is truly great trouble in Ursus.
You are correct. The mellow response from Deity Grifferberg is unacceptable. The Marshal is not the only one who thinks so.
I expect he has realized how wisely his father acted in that insurrection. The 4th Army could have had a worse outcome than being sent to the border. So has young Evgeny, is it Evgeny or Evgeny, made up his mind at the forefront?
The Marshal is simply performing the duty of a soldier of Ursus. Protect her by standing where the danger is the greatest. Our only problem lies with you, Your Imperial Highness. The Marshal needs to know that you are willing to continue to cooperate.
Is this his notice to me?
A request made of a friend. The Marshal values your friendship and trusts your wisdom. He believes that even at a time like this, the interests of Bresk and the 4th Army are closely aligned. Besides, he's not asking you to do anything other than give the nod.
He seems to think it is an easy thing. Does he think the Tsar a fool? Does he think Chairman Witt is an idiot? There is no middle ground, just as the sun cannot coexist with the night.
The Marshal understands your situation. He's happy to share in your burden. In any case, there is considerable room for the fall of an Emperor's blade. The Marshal is glad to make the interpretation for you. The 4th Army assisted Bresk in suppressing a rebellion in the far north. As long as you are willing to cooperate, that will be the only sentence on the 4th Army's report to Grifferberg. You do not even need to nod. The Marshal will accept silence.
That's not it. If the Marshal truly understands me, he should know that it was never Deity Grifferberg's inquiry I was concerned about. The people who live upon my land, the people of Ursus, they are my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
The Marshal understands your benevolence and vows that no one shall cross the line that you have drawn.
Young, impatient Evgeny, I would not wish to see my dear friend put himself in danger. Even if I do keep silent as he wishes, it would simply be one fewer pebble in his path. How does he intend to handle the mighty boulders?
That is not something you need to concern yourself with, be it boulders or anything else. The Marshal is confident that he will overcome all foes that stand in the way of Ursine glory. Do I take it that I have your promise? Field Marshal Evgeny sends his regards. For the glory of Ursus.
For the glory of Ursus.
Are you alright, Ksenia? I can carry both of you if necessary.
No, I'm fine. I just don't understand. Why do we have to be in such a hurry?
I have a theory. If the government has already learned about the ore vein incident, there's only one explanation for the widespread silence in the far north. Ursus will not allow news of the vein exhaustion to get out. It would cause a crisis.
Look at the sky, Doctor! Was it like this when we came in? No. Am I seeing things? Why that color again?
Conspicuously red, the color of warning. You do not even need to look up to see it. It begins to cover the gray skies and everything below them. The warning light of the Ursine armies. They're here. Uh-oh. Oh shit, they're gonna purge the far north to make sure it never gets out that the ores have been depleted. Or the ores turned into Oka.
Why? Why would the army come to the far north at a time like this? They shouldn't be here.
Doctor, high energy reading origin and reaction on a large scale. 5 kilometers to the northwest. Someone's approaching. Fast. We need to get back to the lab now. We need to let Amiya know at once. Are you alright, Ksenia? We're speeding up.
Yes, the lab. We need to get back to the lab. This way. The emergency communications equipment is on the top floor observation deck. The key is in the director's office. Follow me.
Those footsteps didn't come from any of us. Is there someone else here? There aren't many of them. We don't have time.
Sorry, there's no emergency lighting here. I've lit a candle. Yes, here's the communication equipment. I've never used it. Not sure how long its range is.
It's an Ursine military communicator. You've seen one before? Radiant has something similar. She helped the Ursine army's research into such equipment years ago. Looks like they put it into production already. If it's what I think it is, then it's a form of high-performance, large-area broadcasting equipment. It's equipped with a high-powered arts unit, roughly the equivalent of 100 standard military communicators. It was designed to broadcast urgent messages to military facilities in a large area. Experts at perceptive arts such as Radiant are able to receive such messages. Isn't that a good thing? Why do you look anxious? We can't specify the frequency to use. If we can use this device to send a message, the nearby Ursine army will receive it too, immediately revealing our position. Doctor. Send the message, then move at once. Got it. Tell me what message you want to send. I'll operate it. The Ursine ore veins are near exhausted. Recorded. What's next? Look out!
What? Why are they attacking the lab?
At least one army's intervening in the far north. They're trying to enforce a blackout. Message recorded. Sending. Let's get out of here now. Doctor, Ksenia, grab onto me tightly. We will... Are they just rolling the tanks in?
Hello? Hello?
Damn, did we make it in time? Wait. You were pretty tough when you came for me, monster? Don't die here? Do you hear me? Do you... Doctor? Hold up. That sounds like a tank. Are those operators? Wait. Let me guess. Is that the children of Ursus? Are they here? Are they getting introduced? Are they coming to our rescue? Did they bring a tank? Zima seems like the type of person to ride a tank. 1616, revealing the truth. I shall not accept fiction, nor elaborately dressed falsehood. Look sharp. We're on shift for another 2 hours. Brat, not a damn mangler in this ice and snow. Hey, did you hear something? What? Ah! The soldier turns around only to see a crossbow bolt punches through his friend's skull. Huh? Rankin, we got the ones below. Let's go up. Wait, don't be rash. Come back. The miners are gathered under the outpost, gazing at the flashing warning light above their heads. Watch your heads. They saw us! They're pulling the ladder! We'll have to do this the hard way. Take all the explosives and come with me, Team 3. We're blowing the outpost door or whatever it takes. Don't stop if I fall. Take my place. I got the hiccups now. Team 4 and 5, keep shooting and cover us. The rest of you don't let a single soldier get away. You got it. Hiccups. On my mark. Searchlight catches them. It is immediately followed by a hail of projectiles. Rankin continues to push forward towards the outpost, raising his crossbow and taking aim at the vexing searchlight above their heads. Ugh! Suddenly, Rankin feels a sharp pain on his forehead, and the left side of his field of vision is covered in red. Blood streams down. He hears a ringing in his head. Rankin! Rankin! Not a step back with me! Push forward! Damn it, we're all dead anyway if we go back. Might as well take a few of them down with us. The cries around him seem so distant. He can hear the sound of crossbow bolts finding flesh. He could hear the sound of bodies hitting the floor. He must not fall. Not when victory is so close. He wills his limbs to move with the last bit of strength he has left, once again raising his crossbow. Aiming at that loathsome light above, he pulls the trigger. They're weakening! Keep up! Now, ready! The door's blown! Charge! The miners' voices feel more distant. It is all Rankin can do to keep up. No one notices him in this battle of life and death. He leans against the rubble and heads upwards, one small step at a time. His senses are returning. His body is getting used to the pain. He walks over the bodies that were just alive moments ago. The spiral staircase leads to to an aperture at the top where the most beautiful aurora of the Earth sign night shines through. He remembers sitting in the mine elevators, gazing up at the only light above. Finally, the last step. He finds himself standing amidst the aurora, beneath the stars with friends.
Rankin, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Rankin wipes away the blood in his forehead and takes a look at his brothers and sisters around him.
Half of us didn't make it. But we did. We did it.
In the distance, Deity Grifferberg remains hidden behind the thick taiga. The vast frozen icy lake seems to taunt them with their foolish challenge.
We climbed from the dark mines to the surface, and now we stand atop the army's outpost. We will cross the frozen lake and forest, and plant our flag in even more places.
Rankin's eyes burn bright as he tries to communicate his vision to the others. Their faces are bright with the joy of victory too. They have waited for this day for far too long.
Nikto, we finally...
Rankin turns around, but does not see the familiar figure.
Nikto?
I ran away when the first bolt left the crossbow. It's no shame to be afraid. It's only the most foolish of fools who do not know fear. Rankin is mad. Everyone who follows him is mad. I wanted to pull them back, but if they want to die, let them. I can't die yet. From cobbler to tutor to being adopted by a count, I didn't do all that just so I could die in a place like that. Die, and it's all over. I must survive. Volgrad is just up ahead. Start over, Nikto. Priat, what the bloody hell is that?
A torch! We should light a torch so that the others will know that we've succeeded and come to meet up with us. Yes, you're right. Light the fire.
A dull thud coming from the distance shakes the ice fields and makes their eardrums and hearts tremble.
What's that?
Over there!
They look in the direction that he is pointing and see a massive battleship rising on the horizon. So massive it is hard to tell whether it is a ship or a nomadic city. The taiga is leveled in an instant, and the stars are veiled by red light. Snow and tree trunks are torn to pieces and sucked into the sky. Only now do they understand what they are dealing with. Ursus. They are dealing with Ursus.
I see. So this is what it is.
Are we just gonna leave it at that? We're gonna fade to black and make us speculate on the fate of Rankin and friends?
Wishidel can solo that.
Yeah?
I still don't think Wishidel could solo that. there was this discourse. Well, it wasn't really discourse. There was this post on Twitter, being shocked and surprised because of Arknights. Like, what pharmaceutical company needs powerful characters such as Wishadel and Milnar? We're only a pharmaceutical company. Why do we have such strong combatants? Well, it's a gameplay conceit because they want us to gamble for strong characters, but also the strong characters won't necessarily be part of Rhodes Island, and that they mention as far back as the Londinium saga that if Rhodes Island ever faces with a real army like Londinium or Ursus, we are no match. Like, not even the combined strength of Rhodes Island is a match against an actual army of a nation. Meanwhile, back with Radian.
Radian? I just got a message on a public channel. It says the Ursine ore veins are near exhausted. The armies are trying to cover it up. At least one army is already here in the far north. Did the doctor's team send the message? Uncertain, but likely. This is a warning from the doctor. The mine's becoming exhausted. Could it be... But I don't understand. Ursus wants to cover it up? Do they plan on killing everyone in the far north who knows about it?
I knew it. The rumors of the ore veins running dry were true. That's the source of all the unusual events. And that's what they're trying to hide.
You don't look surprised. It was the worst case scenario that I projected until now. But now there's reason to believe it's true. And I have no doubt some of the army brass are capable of doing such things. The far north is the most dangerous place on Terra right now. We must leave immediately. We haven't made contact with the doctor yet. They sent us a warning. They're in a better position to be informed than we are. There's no guarantee that we would find them even if we went back right now. We would be only wasting our time. Monster can protect the doctor. They're less likely to be targeted than a large group.
But also, I think they got saved by the children of Ursus riding a tank. Who else could it be?
But if the armies have come to cover this up on the government's behalf, how can we be sure that Grifferberg is a safe place to go?
You still don't trust me? Obviously.
We do need to make sure that... Kelsey. The name once again came to the government's attention not long ago. This mysterious figure has left too many unusual traces on Ursus and across all of Terra. Information about her are considered top secret in Ursus. For this reason, some of us harbor hope that she can answer certain questions that Ursus is facing right now. Who are you really? Perhaps a reintroduction is in order. Eloisis Vasilievna Gorchikova, Lieutenant of the SARS Battalion, Ursine Imperial Guard. I answer to Chairman Islam White of the State Council. My orders are to investigate reports of mutated infected and associated incidents in the central mining district of the far north and to make contact with Rhodes Island.
They want Kelsey's help. Bro, if we're not reviving Kelsey near the end of this arc, I swear. I know it's a little late to claim sincerity, and it's true that I'd intended to keep this a secret. Whether you believe it or not, however, I can tell you that I could have dealt with you in Brest if I had any ill intent. This is not the sort of cooperation that Rhodes Island seeks, but I can understand your position. Let's set the argument aside for now. What's your plan, Eloisius? I have vehicles on the southwest shore of Lake Neva, about 10 kilometers from here. It's not much, but it should be enough to take everyone away from here. I can hide them in a village
outside Grefferberg, then find a way to get you inside the city under the government's protection. Mantra said that the people here are still under the influence of the Yurutzva. We need to free them from its control first. We can find the Yurutzva, but not a way to deal with it. I have no desire to witness a tragedy, and my duty comes first. I must ensure that someone is alive to bring word back to Grefferberg. If you insist on getting everyone out of here safely, I can give you 1 hour, no more.
Understood. I will make it quick. I think I've made a breakthrough.
Mantra carefully projects her perception into every corner. She identifies one little fluctuation amidst all the numb, unmoving thoughts.
Babushka, let's go. Let's leave here, alright? If you stand up, everyone will follow. We'll go south to Grefferberg or anywhere, just not here. Okay?
Vitochki takes a knee before the illusion that she believes to be her grandmother. She takes the hands that do not exist to Mantra's eyes and rubs her cheeks against them. It is only when she sees the tears on the girl's face that Mantra realizes how frightening this trust is. The girl continues to do so even without getting any response. Mantra remembers Radiant's words. Vitochki's parents were executed for organizing a strike. Her grandmother is her only family now. Adopt her! Mantra, adopt her! It seems as though everyone in the mining district knew Nadia, including the guards. They sought her assistance more than they sought the medical teams. They sought comfort when they were in pain, insight when they were lost, and find the strange peace in her words. I should have noticed something that wasn't right. I thought she was just a respected old woman.
Please, Babushka.
Mantra watches the girl before her and gently makes her own voice appear in the girl's mind. She believes you will find peace here, once all hope is gone.
Who?
Vitochki. Vitochki turns around to see the figure standing behind her.
You know my name? But I never told you.
In this place, at least, you should be able to express yourself clearly. But you're talking in the same way that you usually do, which means that you've not been seriously affected. Perhaps there's still a way to make you wake up.
What?
Is Nadia your family?
Yes, she's my babushka. And my only family.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. She's my babushka.
Your babushka wants everyone to endure their pain, so that they have no desire to live, nor choose to end their own pain and die.
No, babushka wouldn't. She's just tired, like everyone. Everyone's just tired. We want to live, of course we do, but there's always people who don't want us to. Always someone.
Who?
The patrol units.
You defeated the patrol units.
The guards and the people in the lab?
They're not here. Who else doesn't want you to live?
The black monster. And why can't I remember?
Let me ask again. Are you holding the hands of your family? Turn around, Vitochki.
Vitochki does not want to turn around. As long as she does not do so, those cold and withered hands will remain forever where they are.
Tell me, what do you see?
Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. She keeps telling herself, but she turned around. Babushka is in front of her. Babushka is singing a lullaby. I see Babushka Nadia.
No, look more closely.
Babushka is in front of her. Her hands are cold. I...
What do you see?
I see circle. I see... red. Vitochki frantically shakes her head. Why? Why is it always red? Babushka sitting, Babushka standing. Babushka colors ever changing. Babushka lying in a pool of blood, deciding that Vitochki may die. Picky woman. Is this what autumn feels like in Ursus? I would hate to see what they call winter. An open-air party with no lawn or picnic table? Why are you inviting us here to see? What are you inviting us here to see? Entertainment you don't get in Kazimesh, no matter how rich you are. A few lives and deaths, big deal. I doubt those miners we saw on the way could give us a show that measures up to night sports. The Knights fight every year, but Breskinoy hasn't seen a single death sentence in a decade under the rule of the Grand Duchess. This is a truly rare event. Death sentence? Who's the criminal? A minor couple caught in the act, plotting to organize an infected strike. My, how awful! Yes, it was such a horrendous crime that the Grand Duchess apparently wept when she signed the death warrant. Bitch. But there is no precedence for human death sentences in these parts. It's easy to bury them in the nearby swamps, but it would be such a waste of a rare death sentence, wouldn't it? Which is why we're here. The procedures start with whipping. I heard paying guests like us even get to pick the whip, add blades to it, soak it in brine. What if they died sooner than planned and the rocks exploded on us? I had this dress made for this trip, you know. That won't be a problem. Their infection isn't that bad. It would have taken them years to die if they didn't commit their crime. As for their party and picnic that you talked about, you'll see it soon enough. Now let's get ourselves warm by the fire. The bourgeoisie are not human. Are they still breathing? The woman's still babbling treason. Is the man dead? Cut his tongue out yesterday. Why not cut the woman's out too? The guest yesterday said no. They wanted to hear her scream. The bourgeoisie are not human. Did she? No, not even once. She kept repeating her petition, saying like, for the other children who died in the mines. Couldn't understand a word of it. She must be mad. Wouldn't have tried to start a strike if she wasn't. Cut the woman's tongue too.
Yes, sir.
And that kid? She was standing there yesterday too, wasn't she?
Yes. The constable wanted her to stand there and watch until her parents breathed their last.
Send her back to her quarters once they're dead?
I'm afraid she has to go down to the mines with her mom's lamp and ID. She was born in a mine, you know, which makes her a miner too.
Does she have a lamp? Do you see a lamp in her hands?
No, sir.
Then send her back to her quarters once it's done. Mudak. Vitochki, here, take these. Butter, mincemeat, chocolate. Good girl. Don't get any wrong ideas. It wasn't my husband who sold your parents out. I earned these myself, pushing the carts in the mines.
Oh my god. This is what happens if you don't have solidarity. This is what happens. You sell each other out, and for what? Not even permanent freedom. You sell them out for chocolates, for meat, butter. That's the price of 2 lives.
There's only you and your babushka now. Take care of her, alright? Tell her she doesn't need to return the scissors she borrowed. Come find me if you need anything. I'll do what I can to help. My kid would have been around your age if she had lived.
She said some other things, but I never answered. Was it because I couldn't talk, or because I already walked away and went home? All I know is that I saw red. Red dripping on grayish-white plastic. I thought I was back outside at that place again, but no. It was Babushka. Yesterday and today, I learned that the red inside a human body isn't endless. It will dry up. It makes people hurt. It brings death. So I tried to stop the red that was flowing out with my hands, like the game that I played with my friends when I was little. Whoever picks up the most water has the most happiness. Whoever bags the most wins has the most freedom. No, no. I can't keep it. I must keep it. I can't.
Babushka. Babushka.
The cold body sinks into the plastic, into the mud, before my eyes. I look up and see it. A pale, standing shadow. I cried.
Babushka. Nadia.
I am here.
You told me to endure and forgive.
To survive, yes.
Must we still endure? Endure and share other pain only leads to death now.
Do we endure for nothing?
Desire anything and you will only
Desire anything, and you will only sin. Your suffering soul needs eternal peace. Come, child. Come into my embrace.
Did you forgive too?
I forgave. We must accept the life that Ursus has granted, as we accept the death that Ursus has granted. We must not choose. We must not struggle.
Did you forgive for killing Mom and Dad, your own child?
Yes, I forgive.
I forgive? No. Then, no. You're not Babushka Nadia. Babushka wouldn't forgive you like this. Not forgive for peace. She won't forgive. She won't endure. She's dead. Buried. You're not her.
Who are you, demon?
I am. Submit to.
Hello? Or face destruction. Blank.
Step back, Vitochki. She's not Babushka Nadia?
No, she's not.
But if she's not Babushka, who is she?
A strange woman with 3 faces. The light of arts float around Mantra. She has made the foe reveal its true colors. But it is not over yet. She must continue to build a barrier in the cognitive space to isolate herself and the entity before her from other people. In the meantime, she continues to communicate the truth. Sound only!
Yurotsva.
This is the Eurotsva that you asked about. It is a demonic creation that has been given this name. Perhaps it was once human. Now it is a far cry from the concept of human. I don't understand.
You don't have to.
I never understood its true nature, even though there was a chance, however, a minute that I might have become it.
Mantra? What's Mantra's backstory?
You saw it at the wrong time and called to it. That's all. The wrong time? So it was wrong from the beginning? It's not your fault, Vitochki. I'll take over from here.
Granny on granny battle! Revealing the truth. Voices unheard. 1617. Hear the weeping, hear the cries, and echoes of the declaration that they will endure no more. I don't think we're gonna have time to do the EG stages, the epilogue stages, so maybe we'll save that for next weekend. But we will finish the main chapter all the way to the end. Using Originium Arts is not that hard. Is not the hard part of combat. Red and black mist fills the air. The white silhouette within does not speak or move, not even the fringes of its clothes. It does not dodge or fight back, simply existing there in silence, allowing the barriers around it to wither away. A void, a vortex that devours everything.
You are.
Sargon? The scenes in the cognitive realm continue to flicker. They return to where they began. A wilderness of unknown name or location, one could call it Sargon. Mantra is from Sargon.
Well, why would this happen? Catastrophe has destroyed our home. Why must war take our lives as well? Madisha, silent and wise, hear my prayer and comfort my pain.
Futile. Search as you might in my consciousness, you will never create a vision that makes me choose to sleep in the void.
Hello. Wood.
You, Padisha.
What?
A Padisha. This is your past.
Mancho is a Padisha?
Your people sought comfort from you, but you would not even grant them an illusion, though it would have taken you little effort. It is not comfort. It is just a lie. A sweet dream cannot shaken the ancient corrupt royalty. I left that place, fled of my own accord. Indeed, you are not shaken. Your voice. You cannot become the source of the voice, Yorotzvo. You cannot become me. Because I cannot speak, and because you're simply an echo. People see me in the reflection of their perception and expectation. That's how you came to be. But to you, and to my own folly, I have no expectation. You are strong. You have not been tried or baptized, yet you wield power almost the same as mine. Yet you have neglected your power, this gift. You should have used it to proselytize and lead your people.
Echoism mentioned.
What made you leave your palace? What made you give up on power and become weak? I realized knowledge is more lasting than authority. The truth is stronger than lies. And you have spurred them onto the path of destruction, to die upon this frozen soil. Why?
A soft laughter ripples through the air.
It is a revelation. It is proselytization. It is sacrifice. The land is about to go drastic changes. Those who are not strong will be destroyed. Therefore I nurture the spark, making it strong, making it spread. It will burn all that is impure, and all shall be born again within.
Which is why you ignited the spark of rebellion and helped the miners kill the Emperor's blade. Mantra is certain she could kill it. In the realm of the mind, it will take little more effort than snuffing out a candle. But what will killing it do? She's unsure. Besides, is there victory to be gained when your foe never engaged?
Stop wasting time, Yorotzva. Cease your influence on the people here and let them leave with me. Otherwise, Ursus will need a new Yorotzva.
No. Your past is thick and long, but it must be there somewhere. Your pain, the pain that you hide from.
Are we just redacting Mantra's real name? How dare you! How dare you drudge up Babel!
Accept it.
There was no time for Mantra to react. A split second of hesitation is enough to cause a crack in the cognitive realm that she used all her strength to maintain. She realizes her error almost instantly, but countless responses are already coming from outside the realm.
I accept.
I accept. I have long accepted. I can eat straw, moss, drink snow water with gravel mixed in until my stomach is full, and I shall not hunger. Not anymore.
See, death is not more terrible than living.
At the end of her vision, Yurotsva is white and slender, not a trembling apparition, nor a hunched old woman. Whatever its appearance, it will continue to exist as long as a single person believes in it. It was a fake hag. Only a real hag can defeat a fake hag. The cause is not here. It is somewhere else. We're rewinding. Time starts flowing again. Mantra looks around and her reason and emotion fight a war in her head, arguing whether to try to fix the error or beat a retreat. Soon she wakes up. She makes up her mind.
Elysium.
Right here. Fuck.
I need you to use thermal imaging to mark the location from the outside. Connect me to every miner here. Can you do it?
Of course.
You got it.
The woman's cold voice appears in every miner's head. The instant that the connection is made, she realizes that these people can no longer endure any more shocks from mental arts. She can only keep out Yurotsva for so long. Time is of the essence.
Perhaps this will be cruel to you, but I believe it is necessary to reveal the truth. If this exodus began out of despair and manipulation, then you should at least decide your own ending.
At least Rankin and friends took their own path independently.
Who's talking? How did I end up back here?
We're not here. We ran away with Rankin. We cut out the chips and got away. This isn't real.
You're half correct. This is not the truth of the present, but of the past. You killed the one on the ground. Yes or no?
Yes, we killed him. Rankin killed him. I thought Rankin was a hero. He said he would take us to a place where the infected won't be looked down on. But he abandoned us in the end.
So you validated the truth of this scene.
I was there. I saw it. We killed it, defiled our own soul.
Look again. Babushka. Tell me, who is it?
Nadia, Vitoshki's babushka. Everyone in the mines respected her, even the guards.
You respected her too, in the way that you respect your elders, or in the way that you respect a statue of a god?
There's little difference if you live to her age in the mines.
She stood among you. She joined the revolt.
No, she didn't. She wasn't there. No one would ask an old woman to fight. She's here? Oh, who's she looking at? Is she mourning the fallen? Why would she mourn a murderer?
Because it was she who killed him.
What?
Rankin and your group never killed the last one who fell. What killed him was his hubris and the one who created the illusion, making you blame yourself for his death. Yurotsva.
Vitochki stands by the door. She wants to leave, but her feet will not move. She wants to look straight ahead, but she does not have the courage. She can only look down at the watch in her hand, watching the hands tick and talk, moving to their next number. What time is it? Which one is the hour hand? Which one is the minute hand? Which one is the extra one?
Mama said not to sleep in the snow. You'll get cold and pass out, and heavy snow can kill. Rankin said not to doze off in the mines. You'll faint in the... if the air is stale and the air that you can't see will burn. But this isn't the snow or the mines. Can we sleep here? Rest here? Who can save us? Babushka is gone. It's not Babushka Nadia standing there. No, not here. Rest, but not in someone else's home. Sleep, but not when you've lost the strength to live. Don't sleep. Don't rest. We'll save ourselves.
She pulls out a shield! And she'll become a defender if she wasn't already. Is she a playable character now? I don't keep quite track of the 5-star and below characters. She steadies the hastily forged shield. The bell that she rang to warn the others and to evacuate the mines hangs from it. Vitochki swings her pickaxe and rings it again.
So she's really a Yurotsva. I heard you worship her like the Yurotsva.
She's the Yurotsva. She saved us. It all makes sense now. She comforted us, shared our pain. She was always with us. Where were you back then?
Then she should save you now.
The miners look to the Yurotsva. It stands silent like a statue.
Maybe we sinned too much. No. The victimizer, the one who deceived and caused pain, wants the victim to endure and submit. It has always been so. You do not see any path other than to obey. It's not your fault.
Do you mean that we could still be saved? Oh, shut it, Vasya. Does it even matter now?
Yes, you can be saved. If you leave here and continue your journey, choose to live when living may be worse than dying.
Get lost. I thought you were going to say something new. If that's all, then I would rather die with my corpse intact. And I'm sure everyone else. Bells? Who's ringing the bells? It's Vitochki.
Sounds like someone has made a choice.
Vitochki! Vitochki silently rings the bell, even though it does not sound the way it used to. She rings it again and again until someone stands up.
Is our shift over?
Our shift's over.
I want to leave here. I want to go home.
More and more people stand from the ground, step away from the walls, and their figures begin to drown out the white at the end of the house. The Yurotsva's figure trembles, passing through Mantra and the other people standing up in the house. It comes before Vitochki.
Child.
Vitochki looks down and does not answer the call. She continues to ring the bell until everyone is roused and a dazed smile appears on their faces.
Spasibo, Vitochki. Go back, Vitochki. Don't stay here any longer.
Vitochki. No, I'm not going back.
Vitochki?
Vitochki gazes straight ahead. Her companion stops smiling. The figure of the Yurotsva is now nearly transparent. She said no.
We're not going back. We'll leave, and we'll live. Until living isn't the only thing that we care about anymore. They look so much better now. Are you alright, Mantra?
This is Mantra. The communication has concluded. The miners have been freed from the Yurotsva's control.
You defeated the Yurotsva?
I wouldn't say that. It was the result of their own effort. The Yurotsvas disappeared, and I was unable to track it.
That's definitely not Chekhov's gun reloading.
We have more important matters to attend to now.
The armies. They're here. Report, Elysium.
No hostiles within 5 clicks of the direction we're traveling. We can stay the course. The road ahead should be easier once we're out of the stretch of tundra.
Good to hear. Thank you, Elysium.
There's bad news too, though. If the enemy isn't in front, they're probably behind us. Watch your 6, Amiya.
I will. The cannon fire is drawing closer. The group can't move any faster. Even worse, we have no idea where they are. We need more information, Amiya. At least we need to know how they're moving. You want to intercept military comms? Can you do that? I'm familiar with the Ursine military encryption methods, but it's been a while and it'll take time for me to identify the frequency that they're using. Why are you looking at me like that? Alright. Want me to leak even more classified info than I already have? Well, I guarantee it will help. I can't guarantee it will help. But if we both live to stand before the
Words are hard. I'll refill water after this.
a military tribunal, I'll testify that all you did was purely in self-defense. Your jokes could use some work, Sergeant. I never said it was a joke. Please consider lowering your expectations. They're low enough. Just tell me the frequency, then keep quiet. I'll write it down. Found it. Thank you. Now shut up. Tracing signal, switching to active, ship-mounted radio. Let me see. Rebellious infected miners at large in the far north. The infected have engaged in large-scale massacres, causing significant civilian casualties. A large number of armed infected are now heading to Deity Grifferberg. The 4th Army hereby answers the call of duty to suppress the insurrection in order to protect Deity Grifferberg and the people. The operation will be carried out swiftly. Citizens are advised to remain calm and cooperative.
Propaganda.
What? Their shamelessness leaves you at a loss for words. I'm unsurprised. Sounds like they'll at least avoid the nomadic cities, but we should monitor civilian communications just in case. Anyone have a map? Not on me. I'll get it. I have it here. Can I listen to what you're listening to? I want to know about the other mines. Are we the only ones who left? Were there others? What they say on the radio isn't true, Vetochki. I know. Just wanted to know if they're safe. Can we? It's true the radio broadcasts from the mines could be a source of information. Thank you, Vetochki. Lieutenant Gorchikova, please mark on the map any nomadic cities in the path of the army's heading. Wait, the signal has been changed. Military channel? That one just now was on civilian channels. Now they're sharing internal communications with other units.
Central Mining District purged. Acknowledged.
What? Purged? They're purging... What? Don't listen, Vetochki.
Radiant tries to cover her ears, but the girl shakes her head. The next message comes through after a brief silence. Satellite City's mining district purged. Acknowledged. Olonet's mining district purged. Acknowledged. Oh my god, they're committing genocide on the infected miners. Volgrad mining district purged. Acknowledged. Volgrad was a district where the underground mole people were from. Names of places mixed with static are sent back one from the terminal. Some are familiar, some are not. No one dares to imagine what is happening on the other side. A name. Just a name.
That's enough. Turn it off. We're not getting any more information. Turn it off. No. No. I want to know. They're our friends.
Ural Mining District. Purged. Acknowledged.
Kras Mining District. Purged. Acknowledged. Unega Mining District. Purged. Acknowledged.
The terminal's playback is like a bland looping song. The aurora sways in the night sky, a beautiful curtain that shuts out the screaming happening elsewhere on this tundra. Every single location they mentioned, there are thousands of infected there of the hundreds of thousands in the northern tundra. 200,000 infected being purged to silence the news about the originium depleting. The bourgeoisie are not human. It is a long night. And this bitch.
I understand, Your Imperial Majesty. I always have. I understand your kindness, but no one has ever been respected for kindness. What will happen to a nation when it loses the energy that is its lifeblood? Either it becomes livestock whose survival depends on the whims of others, or it must plunder the others first.
War. With originium depleting on Terra, caused by Priestess, she's inciting conflict across Terra, starting with Ursus.
This is not the desire of the armies. It is the desire of Ursus.
Nope. There's someone above Ursus desiring this. We are too insignificant to comprehend.
Ursus must not be weak. If she becomes weak, we must cut away what is weak, or the others will fall upon her in an instant. All of this is to say, silence can be such a difficult thing.
Grand Duchess Elizabeth tosses the letter with the State Council's seal into the fireplace. The flames rise with a soft hiss, then all is quiet again.
Vitochki, calm down and listen to me. Don't be afraid. Don't give up. We can make it. We'll take everyone out of this place. I want to leave. But massacre, killing people, they're trying to shut everyone up. They used to do it with butter and coffee, then with whips and death. Her parents! Papa and Mama didn't keep quiet, so they're dead. Vitochki. But what if we're dead even if we keep quiet? The mining districts, what we heard, they're all dead? But we're the only ones who know. Shouldn't more people know before we're silenced too? They can't kill everyone. Can they? You're right. But sending a message would reveal our position to the nearby army. Oui.
Eloisia swallows her words. She wanted to be the voice of cold reason, but she cannot say the words.
Vitochki is right. We can't let them bury everything that happened here.
You've just been through a hard fight, Mantra.
There's no need to worry. It is my duty.
Is she gonna send the message wide with her arts. But I can't not worry. You didn't want to come to the north or reveal your arts. There must be reasons for that. Whether it's your past you didn't want to expose or... Rhodes Island won't place undue burdens on our operators. I don't know what you went through here, but I know it takes a great courage to overcome it.
Thank you for your understanding, Amiya. But I no longer need to avoid it, for I've left it behind. We'll reveal the tragedy that happened here and expose their plot to all.
Alright.
And we have a witness. Let's begin.
Calibration complete. How are you feeling?
Good.
We'll expand the area, then radiant.
One moment. Maybe I can make use of the magnetic storms. The electrical signals carried in the noise. How are you feeling right now, Mantra?
I can hear more now.
More is a vague answer. She not only hears more, she hears further, hears more details. She hears the battleship's tracks rumbling across the tundra, the screams that not even Originium engines can drown. She hears parents speaking southern Ursine accents, kissing their children goodnight, couples whispering words of love on the balcony before going inside, the curtains left open. She hears a radio program in the northern tundra, interrupted from time to time by magnetic storms, an old man falling asleep stroking a cloud beast in his arms in a nursing home. She feels as though she could hear everything, and she knows she has to interrupt. Comrades. Mantra suddenly realizes that she should not be the one saying the words. At least, not the only one. Betochki,
Yes?
these are your words. Say them with me.
But I don't speak clearly.
You can do it.
I...
Comrades in the mines and cities.
Comrades in the mines and cities.
We come from the far north.
We come from the far north.
We are being slaughtered.
We are being slaughtered.
Comrades in the cities and in the mines and cities, we are hunted miners from the far north. We are still alive, but we are being slaughtered.
We did not betray Ursus. Ursus has abandoned us. I did it.
You did it. Now, I might need some help.
My granny! Get her some water! That was cinema. And now I will get me some water. So I will rehydrate because my throat is dry. I've returned with water. And now we continue. 1618. The red sun lingers. Even should the sun and moon stand still, this rage will never end. I think we should play this after. Oh wait, should we play the story before or after this stage? I think we play it after this stage. Okay, story stage. The red sun lingers. And all the elite operators are here? In Ursus? To back us up? They're still chasing us! No sign that they're going to stop fighting. Vitochki has a communicator. She can hear what the people up front are saying. We'll listen to her. We're extracting the miners. They're dodging the UFO. The UFO is coming back. The army is here. The explosions are getting closer. We have wounded. We just need to cross the ice. The group in front is almost with the people coming to pick us up. What if they keep fighting even after we're on the ice? Someone needs to distract them. Don't be stupid. No. They're fighting them back. Uh-oh. The shield guard.
Foolish resistance. For the Tsar, for the glory of Ursus, we shall not stop or rest until all traitors lie dead.
The miners are coming to fight.
Gunfire continues to chase them. They seem to see the frozen lake surface. Or is it just an illusion? Only the aurora gives them light, helps them perceive reality. The colorful aurora exists, but only as an onlooker.
What's the situation in the rear, Elysium?
We took another round of fire. We're regrouping and catching up.
Stay safe. We're moving forward at a steady pace. Don't worry about us. Scout team is about to arrive at the rendezvous point, Amiya. Stay in touch.
The elite ops are here! Place Rosmontes and logos on the front lines. Elysium, you stay here for moral support. Only 4 left. 4 left? But how many miners did we sacrifice? Where do we put monster? No space.
Mission accomplished.
So I'm guessing we'll get picked up by the elite ops. We're getting extracted. Dispatch speaking. Target acquired. They're moving towards Lake Neva. Cease fire and surround the target coordinates. Coordinates sent to your terminals. Who is this? Which faction is this?
Are you out of the woods, Radian? Scout team here. We're at the rendezvous point.
The first batch of vehicles are here. We'll need to wait for the second batch to arrive. Sorry, I didn't expect things to get so urgent.
Have you tracked more of the army's movements, Radian? Not yet. The military channel went dark after our broadcast. They're on guard now. We're unable to get more information. It's so quiet, it's making me uneasy. Stay hidden, Amiya. We'll be careful. Stay in touch. How's Mantra? Still exhausted. Itochki and the others have made a stretcher for her.
Amiya,
Mantra, you shouldn't be talking.
I'm awake. Tell Elysium that I can walk on my own.
No, not yet.
See? I told you so.
Remember how Blaze was bedridden for 2 weeks after getting injured on a mission? We didn't let her let her feet touch the ground for a single second. So don't even think about it, dear Mantra.
The situation is different.
Okay, here's a compromise. Once you're through the woods, you can choose me or Elysium to be your crutch. Is Griffertburg on the other side of this frozen lake? I heard the infected can't enter nomadic cities.
I never went to the cities before I got infected. I lived all my life in the villages until a catastrophe infected most of us. But they said we didn't need to walk, right? There'll be vehicles, like the ones we found. I think Nikto was from Griffertburg too. Too bad he isn't here.
Are we gonna find Nikto's body in the snow after he bailed on us?
Say what you think Nikto and Rankin are doing, Vitochki. What do you think Nikto and Rankin are doing, Vitochki? Could they have already made it to that village they were talking about?
Maybe. I hope so.
Everyone, take cover now.
An explosion? From the forest? Is the army here? I just sensed it. Another army's attacking from the east. They know where we are. They're trying to force us into the direction of Lake Neva. They're out of their minds. We're already in the central governorate.
Words are hard. Governorate.
The armies must know what that means. Deity, Griffertburg is under threat. The army will eliminate the enemy. It's a public broadcast. They're telling Griffertburg that they're putting down a rebellion.
I see. This was their plan all along. All this killing and herding. They're planning to teach the capital under the pretext of putting down a rebellion and negotiate with the state council by pointing their guns at the gates of deity Griffertburg. This was what they were trying to achieve by sacrificing hundreds of thousands in the far north.
Can you hear me, Amiya? There are army units to your east. The magnetic storms are interfering with comms. I can't get a good signal in this range. The rest of the group will arrive soon. Aloysius, I need you here to get them on the vehicles and evacuate in an orderly manner. What about you? I must go back and point the way for them.
You're leaving me here with these vehicles? Aren't you worried that I would abandon you and flee to Griffertburg?
If that's your decision, I would appreciate a heads up. Rhodes Island will find a way.
You... Is this Rhodes Island full of people like you?
No, they're much braver than I. Your command, Sergeant.
This too is Yuri.
What the hell is that thing behind us? It appeared out of nowhere! Look out! The army is shelling indiscriminately.
Should we find another path?
Can you reach Radiant Elysium? Scout team might even be in more danger than we are. Amiya, where are you? We're still in the forest on the eastern shores of Lake Neva. We're being fired upon by the army. We have reinforcements coming from the east. We must get through the lake as quickly as possible. Riverberg is on the other side. The armies cannot set foot on the western shore of Lake Neva without permission. That's our only chance. We need to clear Lake Neva before the armies complete their encirclement. Radian? Radian! Magnetic storm communications. Southwest, ice. No lights, everyone. We'll have to cross the lake in darkness. Go southwest. I'll point the way. I understand. The stars show the way.
Cannon shells fall like thunder, exploding in the middle of the crowd. The shockwave and shrapnel split the procession in two.
Dear Diavolia!
A crack appears in the ice, and some people have fallen into it. Ah! The ice is still cracking. We can't get through.
Go back now! Don't come this way!
They're getting closer.
Can you reach Radian? We got separated. We have some straggling miners we need to pick up to the northwest of where the shells fell. Roger. On my way. Daria, your leg. It's bleeding. I'll wrap it up. I'll help. No, Vituchki. Leave me here. I have flint and kindling. Give me a torch and go. I'll buy you what time I can. I'll carry you, Daria. Don't give up. Yes, don't give up. The bleeding will stop soon. You can get further treatment once we're in the vehicles. But those bastards won't wait. They're hurting us like wild manglers. Don't you see? If they just wanted to kill us, they could have burned every inch that we passed through, blown every building up. Do you think they couldn't do it? There's no reason to give up. You don't understand. I was a hunter before they threw me in the mines. I know what some of the city folk like to do on hunting trips. They corral their game in one place, kill a couple, and watch the rest struggle. Honestly, I don't know how much time I could buy, but I could try. It's just a hole in my leg. I'll crawl if I can't walk. I can get a few dozen meters to the east. Stop wasting time. Leave the torch and go. Go!
Daria!
One by one, we'll be here for 15 minutes. There's no need to... push.
The operator falls quiet. No one is pushing. No one is squeezing. They just keep walking forward silently. I've never seen an evacuation so orderly. Not even the famously disciplined First Army could do this.
That's a good thing, right?
It's not normal, is it? It's as though they don't have survival instincts. Didn't we deal with Grandma? Evil Grandma Babushka? I thought she was dealt with.
Alright, maybe I'm overthinking it. And you aren't worried about your captain in the rear? Our captain is the most experienced of us by far.
The operator stands on tiptoes, trying to see past the end of the procession that is indistinguishable from the pitch black ice, looking for her captain. All she sees is a bright red in the distance.
Did they really stop there? The enemy is shelling the ice! I couldn't reach the driver. Someone needs to tell her to keep the vehicle running and be ready to roll it at the moment's notice. Do you read me? Roger. You should get on, Aloysius. I'll take care of things here.
No, you go first and talk to the driver for your captain. I'm staying here. It was a torch that distracted the army. It began with a single torch that someone at the end of the procession raised. No one heard if he said anything. No one asked why he did it. He simply stopped, lit his torch, and began to walk in the opposite direction.
Who lit the torch? I thought they said no lights.
It's Kian.
Kian, the one who made flint for everyone. I saw he gave firewood to Daria just now.
It's him. He's
Walking back. But that's where all the soldiers are. Is he trying to get himself killed?
No. He's serving as a distraction.
He's doing the same thing that Daria is doing.
But we're so close to safety.
I have a flint too, and some firewood.
What are you doing?
They're shelling the ice. They won't let us go if we don't do something. We will all die.
But I want to live. I want to go to Grefferberg.
We would have died in the mines, remember? Like all other infected in Ursus. But what if we could help the folks on the front lines survive? The young ones who came to our aid. People will remember what happened here long after we old-timers are gone.
One torch passes its flame to another. One miner forsakes his life. Then a second. Then a third. One by one, the miners have not yet boarded the vehicles, raise their torches, and walk in the opposite direction. Towards Kian, towards Daria, towards the trail of footsteps that led here, and towards the impending threat.
They can't bury us. Not anymore.
You're right. They can't bury us quietly anymore. Not in the snow, in the mines, or in the lakes. We'll take the torch from our brothers and sisters and light the way. We'll make sure that all of Ursus sees and knows that we once lived.
Fuck you, lowlight! How many FF14 references are we gonna cram into Arknights?
The miners who chose to stay behind raised their torches high in the cold night. They form a bright belt of fire on the ice, one that the gunners cannot miss. Ursus will not bury this night the way it has buried many others, they firmly believe.
The red eyes gaze upon the firelight. The guns continue to fire, and the ice continues to crack, sending more miners into the gaping crevices. They shout and keep their torches high to the very end, with only a slight trembling in their voices. Of course they are afraid. Of course they are fearful. But they keep their torches raised, trading their lives for the lives of those behind them. The Rhodes Island personnel try to stop them, but no one listens.
They're still firing, Amiya! Eloise's vehicles are full, and the next batch hasn't arrived yet! Amiya! Why are they doing this? We have to stop them. We can't let them. I can't stop this many in my current state. But there must be something we can do. Mantra, I can feel it. I can feel their anger. It's so powerful. It's like it's burning them to ashes. No. I won't let them. This slaughter has to stop. Anger. The same anger. An emotion that Amiya has always fought to suppress. One that she would never allow to run unchecked. Anger lights up in her eyes, ignites in her heart, and flows to her fingertips. Even if I don't take revenge, even if I never hold a grudge, I still have the right to rage on forever. The cerulean and black sword of wrath once again appears in her hand. The Chishao! Ying Shao. We're hybrid classing? A clean swing. Blue fire bursts from the tip of the sword, the highly concentrated energy drawing a wall of fire on the ice in the blink of an eye. Another long and clear boundary. On one side, the cracking ice and the shells repelled by the wall of fire. On the other, the little Cottis and the torch-bearing infected. You. Amiya points her sword at the shore, at the army that has herded and slaughtered people like livestock. You go no further. Blue fire rages at her sword tip, a warning to the murderers, be it the guns, the soldiers, or the battleships. Until the flames cease, until the score is settled. None shall pass.
Sir, high-powered originium signal, 12 o'clock. Source unknown. Slow down and observe. Yes, sir.
Did they cease fire? No, they just slowed down. You've stopped some of their attacks, Amiya. Rendezvous ASAP.
The other vehicles will arrive soon. Let's get out of here.
No. I'm staying until everyone is out.
Wait, something's coming. A vehicle's coming towards us at high speed from the west, but it's not one of ours. I think it's a truck. They drove onto the ice.
On alert. Radian! Finally got this thing to work. It's us! Me, Dr. Ksenia.
Oh! Yo! And Crown Slayer! Rhodes Island! Assemble!
Amiya! Doctor? Monster? How did you... And Operator Crown Slayer? Didn't have the time to chat along the way. I have a lot of questions myself.
Crown Slayer! Aura farming!
Let's get on first.
We owe the Truckers Union one. The Truckers Union! What? No shot they came all the way here from Nova Volsini. Or did they just lend her a truck? We'll tell you about it later. Is everyone alright?
Won't disappoint you. We'll catch up later. For now, we need to get out of here.
Yes, Operator Monster, Operator Crown Slayer,
And Doctor reporting in.
After scanning the survivors on the ice, the lights of the outpost on the southwest shore of Lake Neva point to the army on the opposite shore. White light faces off against red light, and the shelling grows even sparser. All units, this is dispatch. All units, cease fire immediately. We have an urgent request from Lady Grifferberg. Lady Grifferberg.
Repeat, all units, cease fire immediately.
Yeah, you're not allowed to set foot on this side of the lake. We're in Grifferberg territory now.
Please acknowledge. Yes, sir. Looks like it stopped. For real this time.
Everyone's here. Thank goodness.
Yes, we made it. I didn't expect Crown Slayer. I thought it would be the children of Ursus. And now, last chapter for the day. We'll do the epilogue chapters next weekend. Oath of the Mad. There's something in our blood that is fundamentally incompatible with true progress. The only way to change is to transform ourselves. Veterans Home, Lady Grifferberg. This is my report on the far northern incident. I will submit my report within 1 week.
Thank you, Lieutenant. But I still have questions. What you've mentioned, getting into the mining district, investigating the miners, evacuating them under the army's gunfire, those are merely the process. An event must have cause, process, and result, just like how crops grow from seeds and yield fruits.
I apologize for my poor presentation, Your High Excellency, but I have mentioned both the cause of the event and how we handled the aftermath. All scattered information. You have described the details.
Wait, no.
All scattered information. You have described the details but have not seen the big picture. How can the reader understand what the writer fails to perceive? Have you forgotten how to write a report in the 5 years since you graduated from the military academy? Or do you want me to submit a fragmented, incomplete report to His Imperial Majesty? I can forgive your youthful errors, but Ursus cannot afford to wait.
I apologize. I will fill the gaps in the written report.
We do not have much time to address the consequences of your omissions. The price of trial and error is too high.
Is Eloisius leaving out some parts? Is she leaving out Rhodes Island? What parts is she leaving out?
I need you to tell me right here, right now. What do you think the Grand Duchess Elizabeth played? Were there signs of her associations with the armies? As for the infected that we rescued, can they truly be of help to us?
I'm not sure I have sufficient information to talk about it in an informed manner.
You experienced the events firsthand. No one is more informed than you. Speak, child. I will listen.
I believe that the Grand Duchess was simply going with the flow. She had learned about the Royal Guard's death and the miners' escape before we even planned to enter the mining district. All she needed to do was let a little information out, and the Fourth Army would have an excuse to clean up and proceed towards the central governorate under the pretext of quelling a rebellion. This way, the Grand Duchess could cover up the death of the Royal Guard on her watch, and the army could deploy on the borders of the central governorate, as it does now. As for why the army is doing this, I believe you know better than anyone.
I can't believe the Grand Duchess, a noble, would just go with the flow of things. Just go with the flow. She still thinks she's super noble. She cares about the infected souls upon this land, but when push comes to shove, when you scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds. She pretended to care, but at the end of the day, she was just interested in her own self-gain and not being dragged down by whatever infecteds, invalids were kept all the way up in the north in her domain. Like, if there's a villain in this chapter, I don't think it was the Eurotsva. I think it was the Grand Duchy. I think it was that furry bitch. Like, the main antagonist of this chapter is a liberal that allowed the genocide of 200,000 infected and non-infected, just so she doesn't get dragged down by their conflicts. It wasn't the Eurosva. As for what the army is doing, why the army is doing this, I believe you know better than anyone.
They mistake the Tsar's benevolence for weakness. They will pay the price. I concur with most of your speculation, Elota. But there's one thing you are missing. The Eurotsva.
It disappeared. I could not confirm whether it was real or not, and I do not even feel the need to dig even deeper. After all, we witnessed the burning of the last Eurotsva with our own eyes.
You do not believe it was the Eurotsva who appeared in the far north?
I simply believe you know more than I do.
The troubling madman. A poisonous relic of an older era. I will get to the bottom of it. Ursus does not need the Eurotsva anymore. Now let us get back to the topic at hand. Were their goals accomplished, Lieutenant?
They failed to hush up the news of the Orvane exhaustion, which leads us to your other question. Can the infected that we rescued truly be of help to us? In fact, they've already helped. The belt of torches on the ice awakened all the outposts around Lake Neva on the Grifferberg side. Every household in Ursus has heard their message. Ursus abandoned them. Who will be next? Everyone asks the same question. The newspapers, intercity comms, late night radio. The miners in the mines ask. The workers in the city ask. Wealthy citizens ask. Poor vagabonds ask. Soldiers ask. Students ask.
This is way too real? Yes. I think we're back to peak Arknights. This is a return to form after the long drawn out Londinium saga, which I enjoyed. It was still my favorite arc of all time, but I think the Ursus arc is gonna top it.
The Grand Duchess expected the miners to die in the far north, but they survived, testifying to the exhaustion of the Orvanes and exposing the inadequacy of the reforms. Slow, gradual improvement is not enough for the pressing needs of Ursus development. We must act before even more people are fed into the hungry machine of the Empire. The human suffering machine. You said yourself that Ursus can no longer afford to wait.
You're digressing, Lieutenant. You said Rhodes Island helped the infected miners send the message.
Yes. Right now, however, we should focus on.
What do you think of Rhodes Island?
We should be vigilant. They demonstrated military-level coordination during the tracking and evacuation process, and they possess a natural advantage in their understanding of the infected. There are plenty of reasons to be vigilant.
Or perhaps their strength is something that we can leverage.
As far as I am aware, Rhodes Island has no permanent presence in Ursus. Perhaps we could invite them to set up a branch office in Grifferberg or a nearby city.
I don't think. We got a initial offer from Grand Duchy Isabella. Fuck her though.
Perhaps.
The Grand Duchess might strike first.
She's not one to be rash. Did you mention the name Kelsey to the Rhodes Islanders?
Yes. They said that Kelsey previously served as a physician at Rhodes Island but has died in an accident.
Are you certain?
I've dispatched a unit to the scene of the incident to ascertain, for from what we know, so far there's no reason to think otherwise.
You're dispatching a unit to Old Rhodes Island? Okay, good luck! Have fun with Priestess's infected monstrosities. Good luck, bro.
So, Kelsey is dead. The name that Chairman White extracted from the Chernobog lab files is no longer of use.
You're looking for Kelsey. Why?
Because of the sarcophagus, of course. Ursus needs its energy.
Ah. That is why. Wait. We still... The sarcophagus that they were researching at the facility is still unaccounted for. Where did that go? The sarcophagus energy that powered Kirsten Wright's ship, that powered the tombs at Friston's tomb, that possibly power Ager. Sarcophagus energy might be the solution to Priestess depleting Originium and sowing conflict. We need to find it. We need to find where it went. You know where it is?
I don't know the specifics, unfortunately.
But White gave you a name, Kelsey. He wanted you to find Kelsey through us. White trusts you. Oh my god, you are becoming a playable operator.
Of course, otherwise he wouldn't have sent me alone. Sent me to the far north alone. Yes, he trusts me. It's the duty of a soldier to follow orders, and it's not my place to complain, even if I should die in the far north. But it shouldn't be this way. Miners and civilians were massacred, but the Grand Duchess gets out unscathed, and the army is able to deploy a stone's throw from Grifferberg with no consequences. This isn't how things should be. How can I go back like this?
Lieutenant Gorchakova, if I told you there was a way to bring Kelsey back to life, what would you do? Look, man, she has an altar and a prophecy to fulfill. She has a bloodline of combat prophecy to fulfill.
What? Are you joking? How is that possible? Is this Kelsey like a fae of legend, able to return to life whenever she wants? Wait a moment. The chairman did say that the secret police once believed Director Kelsey to have died in that incident. But you just tell me like that? Did you think I would trust you in the same way in return? You're not even Ursine. What if someone of us used to be you? Even if you really do know nothing, we won't forget that you once stood with us there, helping evacuate the infected. We appreciate what you did, Lieutenant Gorchakova, even if you don't need our thanks. Am I right? Tell me, and I'll listen, once again, as a child of Ursus.
Needle drop. Bro, they just snuck that needle drop in there.
Alright. I knew I couldn't resist the chance to awaken a straying Ursine's identity. What I know about the sarcophagus is very limited.
Lieutenant.
I'm sorry, I think I got distracted.
It's alright. Bad habits of the elderly. I can't stop myself when I start talking about the motherland and our future with the youth. Perhaps you really do need a rest. I've taken up too much of your time.
Also, I just realized this guy, I don't think he's Ursus. His ears are hiding behind his hair. He might be Liberi, he might be Hippogriff. I think those are just his Ursus ears hiding behind his hair.
No, Your High Excellency. I was simply thinking about what you said.
Get some rest, Lieutenant. Unlike the far north, Grefferberg still sees some daylight this time of year. Do not forget to finish your report once you've rested.
She's keeping it to herself. No! No! I was wondering when we would check back in with the Black Snake. So she's keeping the knowledge that there's a way to bring Kelsey back to herself for now, and not telling White, I think. Otherwise, she would put it in the report. As the mines begin to reopen gradually in the northern tundra, the Third Army casts its gaze towards the central governorate. The Fourth Army continues its illegal presence on the border of the central governorate. All citizens are advised to respect the cordon and refrain from traveling to the Lake Neva area. The First Army has begun to conscript students from dozens of universities in the central governorate without authorization from the State Council. Student protests across the country are being bloodily suppressed. There's a conscription. The 2nd and 7th Armies have just been mobilized in response to Grifferberg's request.
That's all you see in the papers these days. I've got a cousin going to school in the central governorate. Haven't heard from her in a while. Did you hear? Uchitelnitsa Koshelna didn't go to Deity Grefferberg Imperial University. She went to the mines to teach the miners how to read.
I was right. I was right. The rebellion was part of their hand after all. The Black Snake went to teach miners how to read? I wonder what Rankin learned from them then. Who filled Rankin full of tales of revolution, rebellion, to stoke conflict? Brother, the Black Snake is back! And this time, I don't think we could stop war from happening. It's not like we could divert Chernabog from hitting Lungman. Nope. This is an immovable object and an unstoppable force.
That's so brave and selfless of her. I want to follow in her footsteps when I graduate. I hope we can see her again. Don't listen to everything you read in the papers. It's all bad news to make us anxious and demoralize us. The student council is holding a protest in Igor Memorial Park. Are you going? Of course. Me too.
No! In the same chapter, we get the Children of Ursus drop? It's time. It's time for them to return home.
There's a lot of movement in the military. Student and worker strikes are taking place all across the country, but they're being suppressed even swifter and more harshly than before. Although the Grifferberg police recently arrested a student from literature department attempting to graffiti the Grand Hall of the State Council, I heard the Petrachevsky group is soliciting donations and trying to get him released. It's true. I checked with them. Every underground tabloid is spreading the news about him. and the words he wrote on the walls of the council hall. The underground tabloids are printing far quicker than the censors can keep up. Let's put that in the next letter to Sonia. They should be on their way back to Grifferberg, come to think of it. Right anyway. There are curfews everywhere. There's no guarantee they'll make it back on schedule. Yes, I hope things will go smoothly on their side. They will. Absinthe and Rosa? We didn't even get to see Absinthe as part of the group on Rhodes Island. I think this is when we meet her. Or, I don't know, when she's inducted into the plotline. Getting in wasn't that hard. Just because I hacked the monitors doesn't mean you could let your guard down. They say the session has been suspended indefinitely, but they could also resume at any time. Who is this? The corridor leading into the meeting hall is still being patrolled 4 times an hour. Not counting the time it takes to get out, you have 8 minutes to leave your mark. P, break something and take a piece. Can you do something that doesn't make so much noise and actually means something? Go! Go, disenfranchised youth! Graffiti this fucking place! I believe! Well, I'll think about it. Why do I have to dress like this anyway? It's not like my normal clothes are all that conspicuous. You're wearing a Grifferberg plumber uniform. They don't have a seat on the council, but they have access to the council hall and they're responsible for maintenance work throughout the building. While there's no way to force students like us, complete non-producers to gain access to the council, much less gain any real influence. Bah, why am I even explaining all of this to you? I'm explaining it for the audience. I'm hanging up. You have 6 minutes. Botany out. Look. What should I do? 6 minutes. The student in the plumber's uniform casts his gaze towards the end of the council hall, where the symbol of Ursine Divine Glory shines bright on the wall. He thinks for a moment, then squints and pulls out a can of red spray paint. Brecken is not on duty today, but his colleague who lives next door to him sent his youngest son to his place and asked him to take a shift today, because he had a fever and a splitting headache. Brecken, being the kind-hearted man he is, agreed. Scarcely could he imagine what he would see when he walked into the council hall.
Gosudar Batyushka!
The golden symbol on the wall is fully covered in red paint. Beneath it are words written with the same red paint, in the Ursine language. The victor displays the emblem of the vanquished for his vanity, but he will stand forever in the shadow of the vanquished if he cannot cast it away. Yakov Petrov, penned in prison in the autumn of 1076. Rock and roll! The Ursus arc has begun. And Arknights is once again back at its political peak. But I think that is all the time we will have for now. We will read through the epilogue chapters next weekend. So far, 10 out of 10 intro for a new saga, for a new arc. I think it was wilder than even chapter 11 was when Manfred bombed the whole Victorian town. Holy shit. Can't wait for the rest of this arc. But that'll be that for now from us. We will continue reading the epilogue chapters next weekend. But until then, thank you to everyone who stopped by, chill down in chat, and use us as second monitor content. My name is Nez and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you friendos next time for some more Arknights. Bye-bye.